Hello.
And you are set to go.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Wednesday, January 22nd meeting of the Workforce Diversity and Inclusion Committee. If anyone was waiting for us to watch the YouTube live, we do apologize for the delay. Luckily, depending how you look at it, this is going to be a fairly short meeting as we don't have some of our usual updaters with us because they are out sick or otherwise engaged. So the reports and updates section, we are just going to skip. And the discussion items, we are also going to skip or table for later. We don't need to do anything formally with.
As long as there's no objections.
As long as there's no objections, basically skipping agenda items 7 and 8. Seeing no objections, let's carry on. Chair's report, so I am chairing this meeting as the chair from last year, and I've also been appointed the chair for this coming year. For better or for worse, we soldier on, but we do need to elect a vice chair to be able to continue doing more business, as we do every year. Does anyone want to nominate a possible vice chair? And if not, I'd happily nominate Annie Corman.
Thank you. I accept the nomination.
Thank you. Does there need to be a second?
I would gladly second the nomination anyway, whether it's needed or not.
Okay. Are there any, Jordan, interrupt me if I mess this up. Are there any other nominations for vice chair? Do we need a vote to close nominations?
Not to close.
Not to close, okay.
For Annie, yes.
What?
For Annie, yes.
Okay, great. I do note that Rachel has stepped out, so do we need to wait for her to come back?
We would need her vote.
All right. Well, in the meantime, I can talk about why I nominated Annie. Well, at first, let me talk about just the way that this committee is set up. For the record, is that the chair of WDIC is selected by the chair of the legislature and also has to be a legislator. So that's why we're not voting on me, because that process goes differently. It works the way that both the chairs and vice chairs of all of the legislature standing committees are selected. However, the vice chair of WDIC, per our bylaws, is elected internally by the WDIC members. So that is what we are doing now. And it doesn't have to be a different person, but a vice chair must be elected every year at the beginning of the year. And this committee is made up of county staff members and community members, who do their good work also elsewhere, and volunteer their time to advise the county in this way, and legislators. And each of us comes with different things we bring to the table and different avenues of access that we have. There is some benefit to having the chair of this committee and then also the vice chair, given that they step in when the chair is gone, being a legislator, because one of the responsibilities is to report back things that happen at this committee to the standing committee that we report to, the Budget, Capital, and Personnel Committee, and to the full legislature, all of which are the typical roles of legislators going to each other's committee in the full legislature and reporting business. I also, as Annie said, she's been on this committee for 6 or 7 years, longer than me. I've been on for 3. You've chaired it before. And I've had the privilege of working in leadership with Annie as part of the, what does PEAK stand for? Planning, Energy, and Environmental Quality Committee that she's chaired for a long time. And I vice chaired last year and this year. And that's been, I appreciate that the partnership that we have and the way you work and are thoughtful about making sure everyone has their due time in a meeting, checking to see like who's maybe not been included, making sure communication is clear. And I am excited that you'll be retaking on more leadership in this committee.
Thank you, Veronica. So we're just waiting for Rachel to come back to the room to vote.
Yeah.
Okay. But thank you for all that. And I'm glad that you're going to be chair of the committee again. For all the same reasons and more. And you bring up a lot of things and think about who's not at the table also and who's not represented, and keep us on our toes about that, and at the legislature and in this committee. So thank you for that. Oh, good, we can vote.
Oh,
Sorry, guys, it's like crazy over here.
no worries. And I should say, Rachel notified us in advance. She's, in the clerk's office doing her job there also in a short-staffed context. So we're lucky to have your attention when you have it. There is a motion on the floor to appoint Annie Corman as vice chair of this committee. That's been seconded, and I think, are we ready to vote on that motion, that appointment? All right, roll call vote. Let's go with Rachel.
Yes.
Annie.
Yes.
Travis.
Yes.
Jen.
Yes.
Kate.
Yes.
Rob.
Yes.
And I'm a yes, that's unanimous. Congratulations, Annie, and thank you. That is all I have for a chair's report. We have minutes to approve from December 9th. Could I get someone to move the minutes? Kate moves, Rachel seconds. Any discussion? Seeing none, let's vote on that as well. Rachel.
Yes.
Annie.
Yes.
Travis.
Yes.
Jennifer.
Yes.
Kate.
Yes.
Rob.
Yes.
And I am a yes. That's unanimous as well. And then we have 2 advisory board appointments to approve. The advisory board is this very board right here. We have 2 applicants. I'd be happy to see them added. They are, I'll consider them together, John Halachik III for one of the undesignated seats in a term that would expire December 31st, 2027, and Lillian Isaacs for another undesignated seat, term expiring December 31st, 2027. So I would move those potential appointments. Would anyone second? All right, Travis seconds. And then discussion, or if we want to discuss specifics of the people, we can go into executive session for that. If you have any like general broad appointment questions, they can probably just be asked. I can say both of these folks are county staff, though. For, you may recall, the 13 seats on this board, 2 are designated legislator seats, 2 staff member seats, 2 community member seats, and then 7 are undesignated. All of the 6 designated seats are currently filled. All the vacancies are in undesignated seats. Kate?
Are they blue collar?
No. I don't think so,
Okay.
no. Lillian's in IT, and John works at Dewar in the 911 center.
Okay.
Anybody else? Are we ready to vote on the appointments? We will do a roll call again. Rachel,
Yes.
Annie,
Yes.
Travis,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Kate,
Yep.
Rob,
Yep.
and I'm a yes, or a yup. That is unanimous. These recommendations will go to the Budget, Capital, and Personnel Committee at its next meeting at a date that is to be determined, and then to the full legislature. And assuming they're all approved, we'll have 2 new members. This leaves still 3 vacancies, so we welcome more applications from anybody who would like to formally join. With that, the last thing just to note, skipping down to number 9, is Black History Month is coming up in February, and it would be good to do a proclamation. And to do a proclamation at the February 4th meeting of the legislature, which means that we would have to have it put together very soon. Does anybody, we've got last year's proclamation in the packet. The minimum possible thing to do is to edit that so that it makes sense for 2025. Could expand beyond that if wanted. Do any of you want to participate in that proclamation work? It's okay if not, which is good because I am not seeing a ton of enthusiasm. That's okay. I will check in with Charlene, who is out sick today, which is also why we're skipping over her report. And we'll get something set for that. That is everything, unless anyone has a committee member report or something else to bring up to the committee or share. Anybody? With that, then, we will plan to meet again on the 4th Wednesday of February at 3 o'clock. I think that's the 26th. Someone shout if I am wrong.
Not wrong. You're good.
And if nothing else, I think we are adjourned. Thank you all. We made it, we did the business.